buy me a drink, and I'll tell you what I'll see. And I'll give you a bargain from the edge of a maniac's dream. That buys a black widow spider with a riddle in his yard, that's clinging to the furrow of a blind man's brow. And I'll start talking from the brim of a thimbleful of whiskey on a train through the Bronx. It'll take you just as far as the empty of a bottle to the highway of a scar that stretched across the blacktop of my cheek like that, and then ducks beneath the brim of a fugitive's hat. You'll learn why liquor makes a stool pigeon right on every face that ever left his shadow down on St. Mark's Place. Hell, I'd double-cross my mother if it was whiskey that they paid. And so an early bird says nightsticks on the hit parade. And he ain't got a prayer and his days are numbered, and you'll track him down like a dog. But he's a tough customer you're getting in this trade, 'cause the nightstick's heart pumps lemonade, and whiskey keeps a blind man talking all right. And I'm the only one who knows just where he stayed last night. He was in a wrecking yard, in a switchblade store, in a wheelbarrow with nothing but revenge to keep him warm. And $500,000 in unmarked bills was a nightstick's blanket in a February chill. And the buzzards drove a crooked sky beneath a black wing halo. He was dealing high Chicago in the mud and stacking the deck against a dragnet's eye. A shivering nightstick in a miserable heap, with a siren for a lullaby, singing him to sleep. Bleeding from a buttonhole, torn by a slug, fired from the barrel of a $2 gun. Scorched a blister on the grip of a punk by now. He's learning what you have to pay to be a hero anyhow. In his gut with a $100 bandage, a king's ransom for a bedspread that don't amount to nothing, just cobweb strings on a busted ukulele, and the nightstick leaned on a black shillelagh with a poison of a junkie's broken promise on his lip. Staggered in the shadows, screaming, I ain't never been afraid. And he shot out every street light down the promenade, past the frozen ham and eggers at the penny arcade, and throwing out handfuls of a blood-stained salary. They were dead in their tracks at the shooting gallery, and they fired off a 21-gun salute, and from the corner of his eye he caught the alabaster arms of a dime dance hall girl, and stuffed a $1,000 bill in her blouse, and caught the cruel and unusual punishment of her smile. And the nightstick winked beneath a rain-soaked brim. Ain't no one seen hide nor hair of him, see, no one except a spade on Rikers Island and me. You're mad enough to listen to a full of whiskey blind man, then you're mad enough to look beyond where the bloodhounds dare to go. And if you want to know where the nightstick's hiding out, will you be down at the ferry landing Oh, let's say about 1/2 the nightmare, when it's twisted on a clock, and you tell him Nichols sent you. Whiskey always makes him talk. You ask for Captain Charon with a mud on his kicks. He's the skipper of the Deadline steamer, and she sails from the Bronx across the river Styx, and a riddle's just a ticket for a dreamer. When the weather vane's sleeping and the moon turns its back, you crawl on your belly along the railroad tracks and cross your heart and hope to die and stick a needle in your eye. 'Cause he'd cut my bleeding heart out if he found out that I squealed. 'Cause you see, a scarecrow is just a hoodlum who marked the cards that he dealt and pulled a gypsy switch. Out on the edge of Potter's Field.